Well, g'day fishers. Welcome back to another weekly fishing report. This weekend, well, we're going to have cold southerlies this weekend, unfortunately, beginning Friday night and all the way through the weekend. However, in saying that, the lee shore of Port Stephens, so the southern side of Port Stephens or the main shore of Port Stephens, will be out of the wind as such with that southerly. So it can be fishable in the estuary itself, most definitely. So, and there's some good fish around in the estuary as well. Beaches and the rocks are going to be a little bit hard. There's a lot of rock spots in Port Stephens to actually get out of the swell and catch a really good fish, but some of the beaches might be a little bit exposed. But maybe Box Beach, the northern side of Fingal, places like that, you might get out of it and catch a few fish. But in saying that, there are some really good fish around at the moment. Beginning in the estuary now, young KO. He sent a couple of photos in of some absolute cracking flatties. He's only 12 years old, but he is a gun fisherman. He caught a 73 and an 80 centimetre flathead all in the same week this week. Absolute beauties. And the good thing is he released both of those fish. So young KO is an absolute local champion, killing the big flatties. And it's only the start of flatty season, so bigger things yet to come. He might even get that metery before the season's out, that's for sure. So plenty of good lizards around at the moment, despite the water being a little bit chilly. Also spoke to young Joey Trinkler, another up-and-coming junior angler. He got some really nice flatties up towards Pindima Bay, all that area as well. So some really nice flatties around at the moment. But I think you've got to work a little bit hard for them. Like I said, that water's a bit cool this weekend. It's going to cool off a little bit more with that southerly. But it's good signs to come for the springtime. I think all that winter rain has definitely stirred the flatties up. So give the flatties a bit of a shot. This time of year, I find that smaller lures, smaller soft plastics or even hard bodies, just slow it all down and get that bite, that's for sure. So give the flatties a crack at the moment. Now the breakwall, some mixed bags on the breakwall at the moment. We've had estuary perch, we've actually had bream, we've actually had some good kings, and we've had ludrick. So the good old breakwall producing the goods at the moment. It wouldn't be a bad spot this weekend with the southerly. So the breakwall at Nelson Bay and also the anchorage would be worth a shot as well. So maybe worth a go over the weekend with this southerly. A few other fish around. There's a couple of whiting getting around, but I wouldn't say they're in numbers yet. That water's still a little bit cool. We've actually got a new bait in stock, actually, our Red Devil Yabbies. So if you're after a really, really good bream and whiting bait, the Red Devil Yabbies. Anyway, come in store and have a look at those. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're selling like hotcakes. Those little Red Devil Yabbies. There you go. Absolute beauty baits. So that's the nutshell of the bait at the moment. Like I said, that southerly's going to hamper a few things, that's for sure. Now on the beaches and the rocks, some actually really good fish caught on down the beaches this week. I spoke to Gary Morgan. He got a really nice mulloway just at the start of Barubie there, around those little rock islands in the gutters there. He was tossing some big plastics on an absolute cracker of a mulloway. Down that way, I also heard of a couple of other fish caught on the beaches as well. Cor got an absolute ripper down further down Barubie. Really nice fish that he actually released. So a few mulloway. That was the new moon last weekend. Obviously, those bigger tides at night made the difference on the mulloway, that's for sure. Some good tailor, some good salmon around at the moment. Obviously, the Jackson mussel shots, we cannot keep enough of those in stock. Lucky we've got plenty of stock, but those things are flying off the shelves. They are unreal on salmon and big tailor at the moment. So if you're after a really good casting lure, it's a hard body, you can actually sing it an absolute mile. The Jackson mussel shot in the 90, sensational lure, that's for sure. So give those a crack on the salmon and tailor at the moment. So like I said, the rock fishing, well, bread and butter species. Pete's been nailing some absolute cracking drummer, bream, and also some groper as well. So rocks are fishing really well. Like I said this weekend, just be a little bit careful, look at that swell. But like I said, there are plenty of spots if you go for a walk around Boulder Bay to the north, that you will get out a bit of that swell, and it can be quite easy to fish. It's not too dangerous, but just check on the conditions first anyway. So beaches and rocks are fishing well this week. Let's see what happens over the weekend. Now on the offshore, I don't think you're going to get out this weekend, but in saying that, there's some really good snapper around. We see plenty of photos of really nice reds caught this week. Still got to work for them a little bit, but some better fish out in that deeper water as well. I've got some new secret rigs coming as well that'll be unreal on a snapper. I know one particular person, Mullet, we gave him one to try, first drop, really nice snapper. So big things to come on those rigs, but they should be in store next week, that's for sure. Spoke to Shane as well. Shane actually got some really nice pearl perch, so fishing out wide. He's fishing in about 100, 110 metres of water. Got some really nice pearl perch. Actually on the micro jigs as well, those cast micro jigs, the Kick R's, doing really well on the pearlies. So those 100 grammers, he said, absolute dynamite on the pearlies. So he said also too, he's bait fishing. Leather Jackets nailed him on the bait. As soon as you drop a micro jig, got away from the Leather Jacket. So red hot tip there, that's for sure. A few good kings around as well. So it's getting to that time of year when we get into spring that we do notice we get some big kings around the shallows. So if you're keen on doing that, there are some good kings around at the moment. But like I said, we might have to wait till next week to get into those. Also, yellowfin, well, hitting this on the yellowfin, the altimetry there, the water was there. Dan actually went out and caught a small one last Sunday. So a nice fish there, about 10 kilos. Good eating. Any yellowfin's good eating. So he did the miles, got the smiles. For you wish it was a 40 kilo fish. It was about a 10 kilo fish. But anyway, at least it was yellowfin. I did hear reports further south, nor ahead to the Central Coast. So a bit of a run to find a yellowfin. But like I said, I think this weekend, unless you've got a 60 footer or a 70 footer, you might get out there. But anyway, that's the way it goes. So don't forget, we're into bass season now too. So if you're keen on doing a bit of that, we've got some new cicadas coming in, obviously for later in the year when the water warms up, but bass season has started. So if you're keen on chasing the rivers up the Williams, places like that up towards Clarencetown, see them, bass season is open. I look forward to going up to the dams this time of year, so you can fish the dams anytime, but as soon as that water rises, those fish get on the edges. Love casting the fly at the bass, that's for sure, so can't wait for that. Also, special mention to Megan. She fished Lake Mondrian yesterday, I believe it was. Thursday, she caught her first meter barra. She came in store last week, kitted her out on some barra gear, nice new Samurai rod, also a bunch of big plastics, and nailed her first meter barra. So well done. To catch a meter barra at this time of year in the dams, I reckon you're doing really well because that water is not warm, but she did really well. So good on you, Megan. Anyway, that's it for this week. Don't forget our mega Father's Day sale is on. It's been happening since Wednesday. It has just been unreal. Thank you for the support. We have been so busy, but it continues till 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Don't forget, we're giving away a $1,000 fishing tackle package, rod, reel, lures, the whole shebang. So get in store, get amongst that. So there you go. Have a good weekend.